टेन टेन इरफान पठान का डांस याद आ रहा है आकाश? इरफान पठान का
हाँ,
डांस। टेंग टेंग। भाई अफगानिस्तान ने जीत गए भाई। कैसे कैसे आ गए अफगानिस्तान सेमीफाइनल्स?
next level.
आई बेट नो वन वुड हैव प्रेडिक्टेड। ठीक है, ब्रायन लारा ने प्रेडिक्ट किया था, बट नो वन एल्स वुड हैव प्रेडिक्टेड अफगानिस्तान टू बी प्लेइंग सेमीफाइनल्स ऑफ दिस वर्ल्ड
Semi-final.
कप. It's just amazing. Like you said, Akash, just tell the story. Just tell the historical story of Afghanistan. I want to hear from you before we
Yeah,
start.
yeah. So it was, I think, around 2008 when Afghanistan registered as an ICC member. I don't remember the exact year, but they started playing Division 5. So after Division 5, there was a cricket like World Cricket League at that time. Now that is defunctioned. I don't think it exists anymore. But so that there were like teams in Division 5, Division 4, Division 3, 2, and 1, and like the finalists, the two finalists used to move to the higher division, and then there are promotion and relegations within the divisions. So Afghanistan in 2008 was in Division 5. They won the Division 5. In 2009 they went to Division 4. They won the Division 4. Then the next year they went to Division 3. They won the Division 3. The next year Division 2 they won it, then won, and then they won the Intercontinental Cup, which it used to be a just like a World Test Championship we have now. It was like a Test Championship for the associate nations. So it was a 4-day test tournament. So they won in 2009 cycle. They were runners up in the next cycle, and then they were again winners in the next cycle. And it was after that, after 5 years of that, they got the test status, or they became an affiliate member, a full member of ICC. So their journey has been magnificent. They have been amazingly progressing throughout the years. And then there was a time when everyone thought, okay, Afghanistan is a team which can actually beat top nations, but still they were not able to do well in World Cups. They were crumbling under pressure. The last T20 World Cup also, what I thought was Afghanistan could win matches, but no, they did not win any match. Then in the 50 overs World Cup, people had earlier written them off, but then actually there was they beat England, and then against Australia,
Four in
it
a
was
row.
maximum of the game, but they were like almost into the game.
They
So
beat Pakistan
the
also.
progress,
They beat
yeah,
Pakistan.
against Pakistan. So, yeah,
I feel they
so
were very lucky to play in West Indies when they are in that peak form, because West Indies pitches basically they have the world class spinners and above average fast bowlers. But for them, West Indies, like, it's perfect pitch for them. Even the batsmen are getting better and better. I don't think if they had played in England or Australia, they wouldn't have won it these many
I
games
think they
for sure,
justified the
because they
IPL
hit
inclusion.
pace.
Like they have so many players playing in IPL now, and they justified that they are learning something there. They justified
Right.
the usage of it.
Hmm. But I want to just say a few things, like Akash just said, a historical preview, like Pratik likes to call it. So we are doing a little bit of historical preview for Afghanistan. And like he said that 2008, they were playing Division 5. Let's not forget the wars, the political, uh, chaos
Changes
and
happened.
refugee. They actually started playing as refugees in Pakistan. Then they got some support from Indian Cricket Board. They got some support from around the world. There were few nations who were not ready to call them at home, including Australia. They didn't want Afghanistan to tour Australia. All these difficulties were there. Mohammad Nabi was playing in Buenos Aires in Argentina in 2008. 2003, after 2003 World Cup, actually, Afghanistan Cricket Board was formed and Afghanistan team trial started, and Mohammad Nabi appeared for it after Ricky Ponting had just smashed India in that 2003 World Cup final. So this is a long history, and what Akash told, I can just feel their growth. In fact, in 2014 T20 World Cup was the first time they got a win in a T20 World Cup. That was against Hong Kong. They got their first win. And since then, the growth, there have been so many teams. We have seen Ireland, we have seen Bangladesh come in, we have seen Zimbabwe fall down. So many teams have their ups and downs, but this team is only going up. Since 2014, they are only going up. And today they are in the semi-finals. I can't believe, as I say it, this Super 8 group has turned on its head in just the last 4 games. In last 4 games, if you exclude England versus USA match, the other 3 games is Afghanistan defeats Australia, Afghanistan defeats Bangladesh, and India beat Australia. All these 3 results combined to send a massive shock, that is eliminating Australia. And Afghanistan has qualified from a group which had India and Australia in it. They've beaten Australia, they've beaten Bangladesh after being scoring only 116. And I've seen that innings. I will tell you a little bit about that innings of Afghanistan. Today they started very slow, and there were just 2 big overs. One was the Rishad over in the 13th over where he got hit for some sixes and he conceded 13 runs. And the last over where Rashid Khan, most crucial knock, I think he should be given man of the match just for that knock. He hit 19 of 10 with 190 strike rate. No other batsman has actually made that kind of innings. Then they managed to confuse Bangladesh with that target. The Bangladesh thought कि कर लेंगे हम लोग यार 12 ओवर में करने का कोशिश करेंगे. Then they lost early wickets. They got even more confused, and finally they just wanted to, out of jealousy, they wanted to beat Bangladesh. They wanted to just beat
Afghanistan.
they wanted to beat Afghanistan and finish and eliminate them at least. That was the only motive. But what an effort, man. Dwayne Bravo, Jonathan Trott eliminating Australia, his Ashes enemy. Dwayne Bravo doing it at his home ground. He will be in his home ground in Trinidad in the semi-finals. What a poetic story. What a story for Afghanistan cricket.
Well summarized. I'm sorry to ask this question. Does Dravid have the same passion for his team members as a coach? I'm actually not sure. But coming back to Afghanis, like, wow, man, I have actually an Afghani friend. His name is Masood. He lives in Dallas area. He messaged me today morning that, bro, I've been catching up your videos. So wanted to thank you for supporting my country. And he was saying that there is celebrations going on in his country, and he watched videos on WhatsApp and YouTube all night because they were sending him videos and stuff. So, and he's not even a cricket fan. He just loves his country, but he's closely following this World Cup now. And the story of Afghanistan is amazing. Like, I actually remember how I fell in love with this team is just by their players. Even I remember the first memory is like Shapur Zadran running in with the long hair. He was like a mini Shoaib Akhtar to me that time. And you guys mentioned so many great names. I think you forgot one guy, Asghar Afghan. Actually, he was a very good captain. He was a very good early leader for this team. And he used to play a very good brand of cricket. And then obviously Nabi and Rashid Khan has been carrying the legacy forward. But yeah, and the main player, obviously Rashid Khan, is the one that actually first I started liking him, and then I started liking the whole team because he has been such a great ambassador for his country. Like, he traveled through different leagues and he was top performer everywhere. And also his attitude, that is such a good attitude, except the time he threw bat at Kareem Jannat. But
No,
usually you see him
that
smiling in
actually
difficult
that
times.
shows the passion. Yeah, have you ever seen a Pakistani player hit Babar Azam on the head because he's playing such boring cricket? No, because they are just submitting to the fact that Babar Azam is the good. But you see that
Yeah.
passion come out of Afghanistan. They want to fight. You see Rashid Khan trying to tell Gulbadin Naib ki yaar acting mat kar, जरूरत नहीं है हमें acting करने का, उठ जा. मतलब that is the passion. That is
That was
actually Afghanistan. Truly
There was a
Afghanistan.
class difference. Like, Rashid Khan had the self belief we can win it without anything, but Gulbadin also has passion for his country. Like, I'm 50-50 on that because what Gulbadin did also takes a lot of courage. There was one person needed to somehow delay it. He went with extremely, like, he forgot there are 20 cameras, there are millions people watching this game. He just wanted his team to qualify.
He doesn't care. That's the passion, man. You're right. Both are right in their own ways.
It's
Both are
50-50,
different
man. I'm
personalities.
50-50 on that.
No, I think, football, it's okay, man. Football, they take red cards, right? And no one complains. If you're taking a red card for your team, it's okay. No one will
Yeah.
complain. This
Absolutely.
is also a similar situation.
That's
He's
why
like
I
doing it for the team, right? For the
That's why
country.
I said Australia should
Bangladesh
have
was,
lost to Scotland.
Yeah.
And if
And
you're
that too
doing it for the team, you
that,
should do anything. You can do anything
yeah.
for your team.
यार
I
बांग्लादेश
have
इस बार
a
क्या करना
different.
चाह रहे थे? मुझे एक टाइम पे ये भी लगा कि इनके शायद दो मकसद होंगे। एक तो अफगानिस्तान को बाहर करो बिकॉज उनका राइज बांग्लादेश क्रिकेट के राइज से बेटर है। दूसरा में भी ये सोच रहे होंगे कि चलो ऑस्ट्रेलिया को आगे भेजो, मे भी कहीं ना कहीं इंडिया का भी चांस कम होगा। आई थिंक ये दोनों चीजें हो सकती है उनके माइंड्स में। सो दैट वाज या आई डोंट नो मैन, ऑस्ट्रेलिया जैसी
No,
बड़ी टीम
they.
को बाहर करने में हेल्प करना चाहिए था
One thing I
बांग्लादेश को।
need to criticize when Mohammadullah and Nitin Das were batting, right? They had
हम्म।
3 overs, 18 balls, 36 or 38. There is
Yeah.
still chance. They didn't go for it. That
यार मैं
idiots.
कब से इस बारे में बात करना चाह रहा हूँ, शिखर मेरे को कल ये मेरा पॉइंट डिसमिस कर दिया, बट आई वाज टेलिंग हिम दैट इनिशियली बांग्लादेश एक्चुअली प्लेड वेरी गुड क्रिकेट एंड दे वर ट्राइंग टू चेज इट। Mahmudullah was the one who screwed it up because in the 10th over he played 5 dots. He was the
Five
only
dots.
one who screwed it up.
Yeah. He couldn't hit bat and ball.
Whenever in Bangladeshi players scoring boundary every over, they did it in the first 8 or 9 overs. They scored boundary, 1 or 2 boundaries every over.
Actually, if you see when Mahmudullah came, that game really changed because they were playing Rashid very easily. 10 overs, they were already 80 runs. They were already 10 overs, 80 runs. 11th
Yeah.
over, if you see what happened there, in 11th over, Mahmudullah gets out. And I have to give credit to Afghanistan keeper, backup keeper Isak. He reviewed
Yeah,
that
Oh
dismissal.
yeah.
No one thought it
half
was
of
out.
half of the game I was thinking who is Ishaq, but
And
because Gurbaz we hardly see him
And that
missing
was the
anything,
last
man.
review for Afghanistan. They would have lost
Hmm.
all their reviews. That was the last review. He took a chance and they got Mahmudullah. Next ball, Rashid Khan gets Rishad. Rashid gets Rishad. And that's the, I think, thought from there it will be very difficult because now they were thinking negatively. They were thinking कि कैसे भी जीत जाओ, मतलब कि एक एक रन लेके, एक एक रन से नहीं होने वाला था ये मैच। तुम्हें
Hmm.
मारना है यार, यहाँ पे मार मार के जब तक तुम खेले तुम अच्छा
And
खेले।
yeah, Shikhar, if you remember when Nitin Das was the only one staying there, he hit that boundary. Our group was still like saying Das can do it, and I think you and me were very confident. This guy doesn't
Hmm.
have a blueprint to finish the games, man. He only
Hmm.
comes on top. He could have finished it easily, but he didn't know how to take that pressure. Why to take singles, man? I can't understand. Can't he just go for it? It
Yeah.
was he doesn't have that finishing capability, I feel. Coming
Hmm.
at top, hitting some boundaries, that's his capability and skill set. I don't think he
Yeah,
has
actually, the
that.
only guy that could have won them the match was
Hmm.
actually Soumya Sarkar now because he was playing much better than Litton Das,
No, I
and
liked how
he's a
Tauhid
better player.
Hridoy played. I really liked. I feel that if he would have been there.
Bangladesh played actually good cricket yesterday because they
Hmm.
also, they made Afghanistan fail in their that blueprint. What Afghanistan does is play 6 and over till 10 over, and then they
Hmm.
try to score like 90 in the next 10. But
Hmm.
what happened from 11 to 13 over was beauty, like one of the best bowling from Bangladesh. They in the next 3 overs, 10 to 13, Afghanistan scores only 4 runs. They
Hmm.
were suffocated. Taskin Ahmed 3.5 overs, 6 runs. Can you believe that bowling? So Bangladesh actually played very good cricket in like phases yesterday. That bowling from Taskin, the suffocation of the
वही
Afghanistani batsmen.
वही प्रतीक मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना, मतलब अगर तू देख कि लास्ट ओवर में 16 रन आए, 15 रन आए और उसके पहले रिशाद के
That was
ओवर में
Rashid
13
brilliant.
रन आए, तो 28 रन
Hmm.
केम इन 2 overs. Rest of the
Yeah,
18 overs they considered just I don't know how much is that then,
yeah.
90 runs. They considered
And that
only.
will be a very big concern for Afghanistan. Like, how did they not manage to score even 140 in a do or die match? Like, that is a very big concern. That is the thing they should be thinking
Akash,
before
what did you
meeting
feel
South
about
Africa.
Afghanistan batting? Do you think they have a plan? Matlab,
So what I think, what I have felt is like if you look at this game, right, when Bangladesh also were scoring, like they were scoring well, but at one time when they started to crumble, they also
hmm,
crumbled. So
hmm,
Afghanistan, so their openers have always been shown that intent that okay, they will score slowly, but they will not lose wickets till a point. And after that, they start scoring, and like some matches they go to 140, some matches they stop at 120. So it depends on like what the pitch is. So I think this pitches are suiting Afghanistan. If they
hmm,
will get very good pitch, I don't know what their strategy would be then. Like if they
Hmm.
yeah,
get a pitch where like runs are coming easily, ball is coming easily to the bat, then I don't know what will be their situation on that matches because that
hmm,
this this template will not suit them at that point of time. They have to
Yeah.
change the template. So at these kind of pitches, when like you are like when you are not able to hit the ball well, it is suiting Afghanistan.
okay. Before I go to
This pitch
Manisha,
wasn't used in Super 8 match, by the way, the Taruba Trinidad. It was only used in league stages.
yeah. Now, before I go to Manisha, I want to say ki Bangladesh bowled really well. I mean, today it should have. When I woke up in the morning, I saw 88 in 16 overs. I thought Afghanistan choked. I really thought
Yeah,
Afghanistan choked.
yeah.
But the comeback they made. And एक चीज मैं just बोलना चाहूंगा before all this started now, they lost to India. They lost to India in on a good pitch. And someone who was the post match, I think Harsha Bogle was the one who was taking post match presentation. He said, now you are going to Arnos Vale Stadium, which is spinning a lot. So he told Rashid Khan, what do you think? You will be able to make a comeback there? And Rashid Khan just said, whatever the conditions are there, we will play according to those conditions. No matter what happens, we'll play according to the conditions. But this is a comeback. Now, Pratik, you said the 4 hour 40 minutes का मैच था ये.
Yeah.
मुझे ऐसा लगा टेनिस का एक 5 सेट्स का मैच जो होता है ना, जिसमें पहला प्लेयर 2 सेट हार जाता है, उसके बाद 3 सेट वो जीतता है.
Comeback.
If
Oh
you
wow,
remember, Shikhar,
nice analogy.
I was watching 5 or 6 hours ka Nadal first win in Wimbledon. It took like 5.5, which is the longest rally of the
Yeah, I
Wimbledon
remember watching
final.
such matches, man.
It felt like that. I was watching that game, man. It's like the players were coming out after 10 minutes. It was raining, going again. Came back again, playing one shot and then going back. It literally, I felt like last two overs they played in the rain, man. I never saw this one before, like playing in the rain for a couple of overs with in that dry pitch.
The
Sorry,
Naveen's
wet
over, yeah,
pitch.
man. It was in the rain. Like we could see
Hmm.
rain in the background. That's absolutely true.
Manisha,
Yeah,
what are
Manisha.
your thoughts on this match?
Yeah, I mean, Shikha, you were comparing it with a tennis tournament. I was listening to Crickbuzz and panelists like Joy Bhattacharya and Michael Vaughan were comparing it with boxing. Like both team ready to lose situation. And but the one thing I disagreed with Joy Bhattacharya is like he said the team which performed the less was won. But I don't think so. I think the team which became sensible at the end moment won, and that was what Afghanistan was. I mean,
Yeah.
I completely even agree with that if they would have got entire 20 over Bangladesh, they could have won this because that was such a
That's a good
less
point.
run scored by
Yeah.
Afghanistan. I watched the highlights because I was not able to watch the complete one, and they started well. They started well, and once the wickets started tumbling, and they were like 115. That also because of Rashid Khan. All dramatics. And here Bangladesh, they started well. Shanto was good. Liton Das was absolutely like fabulous entire innings. But I think yesterday you told, or morning you said that some of the Bangladeshi player want to win. Some of them I don't think they don't they want
Yes.
to win. And that
Yes.
includes the senior players like Mohammedullah and Shakib. And it is high
Yeah.
time that they should retire. They should give all the they should let the youngsters play. Even if they're losing, let them lose. But the moment what Bangladeshi team is doing is the moment there is some chaos, they're again bringing back those. They got Soumya Sarkar. They again, if he performs bad, then they'll again take him out, again keep. So this circus should stop. You should now build a team from the start. So yeah, I just felt Bangladesh could have won it even in 12.1 also had they thought of it bit sensibly. And they lost all the
Actually, a very good point. I just want to talk about it. Key 20 overs match was there. It was reduced, but the target was only reduced by 2 runs. Actually, Bangladesh could have got time to play 4 more dot balls, which they wanted to play at the end, but they were 12 of 12 at the end, so they needed to take singles. If they had more time, I don't know. मतलब कि it.
No, one more thing. ये game ऐसे possible हुआ just because that hope that Bangladesh had right after
Yeah.
that first innings, that hope it went as an advantage for Afghanistan.
Yes.
In the post match also, Rashid was saying that last night me and Trot were talking about the same thing. Like they had that hope, right? They wanted to capitalize on that because they will come hard, and that's where they choke. That hard hitting came, and those 3 wickets fell quickly. That's the game changer, man. That
Naveen
hope
Ulak
that
also
killed it.
has said in this player of the match speech that actually we knew that we'll take early wickets because they will go for the runs, and at the end we could create pressure because didn't have those batsmen who could finish the game. They didn't have the players who could score at a high strike
Right.
rate. We knew if we could
Hmm.
bowl dot balls, we'll create the pressure. It's the same thing. They read this game
And
brilliantly, actually.
And to
Well,
add that also, I feel like the actual man of the match were Trot and our
DJ Bravo.
because DJ Bravo, because the way they strategized in the end, I have never seen, very less, that the coaches getting so involved, so like expressive, and we know how Bravo told Navin Ulak like how to fox the batsman. Like Fizz was completely thinking like for Navin is setting up the field and all, but in the end he did LBW. So that was complete strategy in the end. And it was really nice to see. It was
but
very good to see
I was
all.
like dying when I saw Bangladesh were 8 overs 63. That was they were going
Yeah.
8 and over and they needed
Yes.
52 in 4 overs, which is very
Yeah.
much doable in T20 cricket. 13 and over when you have 6-7 wickets
Yeah.
in left. At that point, I
Yeah.
was just thinking there is no way they can defend now. So how the hell will Afghanistan pick next 6 wickets? Because the game was running
Yeah.
and but
Yeah.
what Bangladesh mistake they did is they were in first 9 overs 73 and they
Hmm.
played another 9 overs and they only made 32, not even half of
Yeah.
what they made, and that's where they lost wickets and
So
everything.
that
But
also, Pratik, that proves that they're not in a good right frame of mind.
yeah,
They're not being able to win short matches like T20 matches. They're very bad in that, and it
Actually,
all, maybe it is management or
yeah,
actually, the South
coaching.
Africa
I don't
game
know.
should have also been won. Should have been won by
Hmm.
Bangladesh.
Exactly.
That game
yeah,
Exactly.
also
yeah.
they missed out big time.
And another thing I want to say was that Noor was an underrated star last night. He was not bowling well in this tournament, guys. But yesterday, actually, Bangladesh got double Rashid Khan. He was bowling phenomenally.
Pratik,
He was bowling so good. And
the
at one point, I
surprising
realized that 3 overs, right, where Bangladesh needed 14-3 from 9 to 12, it was Noor and Rashid bowling in that phase, and they were actually beaten by the quality. Like maybe Mohammad Dawalla was trying to hit something, but he was also scared to get out. So he got just stuck. He was like, I cannot hit this ball without getting out.
No, the thing is, the ball was spinning so much. Usually, in our Asian conditions, when it rains, it's flat,
Mhm.
right? The pitch
Yeah,
gets
yeah,
flat.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Bowlers bowl full tosses, yeah.
after that first
Mm.
innings, I was thinking, man, Rashid and Noor are out of the picture now. It's
Mm.
completely pouring down. The ball will
Yeah,
be
because
wet.
the rain, yeah.
Yeah, but
But they were
then
not.
when
Unfortunately, they were not, yeah.
bro, it was turning more than the first innings. Like literally, it was too much. Noor का हर एक ball leg
There
side
is
से
skill
wide
and
जा रहा है off side का.
pitch help both, yeah. Skill
Yeah,
and
yeah,
help.
it helped a
Yeah.
lot.
इतना सब कुछ ड्रामा हुआ, but in the end, I think I will remember the match because of Knives' tricks.
अरे मुझे तो
By the way,
लगता है
Farooqui
वो
is the highest wicket taker this World Cup, Shikhar. Farooqui.
And
You
what
remember the
a
first
Yeah.
wicket, bro?
insane
The
delivery
ball,
by
how it
Farooqui.
swung or seemed.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
how can you forget that instant delivery by Farooqui? What an amazing ball that was.
Wow,
What a ball.
wow. अभी तक समझ
and
नहीं आ रहा
Shikhar,
आकाश वो स्विंग हुआ या सीम हुआ भाई वो बॉल देख के अभी तक समझ ही नहीं आ रहा कि क्या हुआ उस बॉल
Actually,
को
Naveen का भी next over
अरे
में
मुझे
बहुत
तो
swing
लगता
हुआ
है वो
जो मिस
रिवर्स
कर
स्विंग
गया
हो
था.
गया भाई फर्स्ट
भाई
ओवर में ही
रिवर्स
रिवर्स
स्विंग हो गया मुझे भी वही लगा वो रिवर्स स्विंग हो गया आई थिंक बॉल गॉट कंफ्यूज कि भाई ये पिच कैसे बारिश भी हो रहा है मतलब रिवर्स स्विंग ही हो
एंड
जाता हूँ क्या
या
फर्क पड़
एंड
रहा
यार
है
कमेंटेटर्स भी यार टॉम मूडी आया था वो नवीन के ओवर में लास्ट में वो जिस ओवर में निकाला था वो विकेट्स वो टॉम बोल रहा था कि फारूक शुड हैव बॉल्ड दीज गाइस डजंट हैव एनी ब्रेन समथिंग लाइक दैट आई एम नॉट थिंकिंग भाई वो साला पिटता है भाई लास्ट ओवर्स में फर्स्ट ओवर्स में ही इज लाइक
एग्जैक्टली
बुवी
उसका फर्स्ट ओवर में ही इम्पैक्ट है.
मैं
बाय द
तो
वे इट्स वेरी फनी बट मेरे को है ना वो फारूकी वसय जैसा लगता है थोड़ा थोड़ा.
मैं तो खुश हो रहा था कि नवीन को दे दिया भाई आज मैच खत्म हो जाएगा ये कुछ ना कुछ लोअर वंस डाल के निकाल देगा एंड
भाई
एग्जैक्टली
नवीन
वही
हैज सो
हुआ
मेनी ट्रिक्स यार. नवीन इज सच अ कंप्लीट T20 बॉलर यार एक्चुअली.
now
स्विंग है,
because
स्लो
I
बॉल्स
think
है.
Bravo and Naib and
हम्म
Bravo has improved both of them लेकिन जब
भाई
फजल
वो
फारूकी
लास्ट
ने
बॉल तो ब्रावो का ही है भाई स्लो लाइक
हाँ
स्लॉट में दे के
हाँ
एक्चुअली
कंफ्यूज
इंडिया
करना
के पास भी नवीन जैसा बॉलर नहीं है जो इनिशियल स्विंग भी कर सकता है एंड डेथ में भी स्लो कटर्स
वी
डाल
हैव
सकता है
वन
एक्चुअली.
संदीप थोड़ा है उसके पास
हाँ बट उसको तो कंसिडर ही नहीं करा जाता है
हाँ
एक्चुअली. यूर राइट मैन. या
वी हैव संदीप he has a very good slow one
Just pace
But
थोड़ा कम है नवीन से, but
tell
he
me
is
one
actually
thing,
very
guys.
comparable.
Tell me one thing. I want to ask you guys. Sometimes I feel कि यार T20 मुझे ODI और टेस्ट मैचेस से दूर कर रहा है. Watching hours कम हो जा रहे हैं. But then suddenly T20 gives you this miracles, right? What is your
Yeah.
feeling towards T20 once you see these kind of results for such a good competing nation?
एक्चुअली विष्णु व्हाट हैपेंस ना, मतलब कि लोग बोलते हैं कि T20 में इफ यू आर बिहाइंड देन यू कांट कैच अप, whereas in
Right.
test
Hmm.
cricket they say कि you have time to catch up.
Catch
But
up.
I
But
think now
never, very rarely happens actually.
but I think now if you see on these pitches you can always catch up.
Hmm.
Afghanistan looked down and out. Even if you see the Bangladesh innings, they were 5 overs 50 or something, 6 overs 48 they were there. Okay, now Fazalak Faruqi actually drops a catch. Everything is just going against Afghanistan at that point of time. When Fazalak
Hmm.
Faruqi drops, Tawheed Ridoy ka catch jab drop kiya, everything is just going against Afghanistan. But still they
Yeah.
managed to make a match out of it. They used the surface, they used the mentality. So it doesn't mean ki in T20 also you can make a comeback. That's the beauty. Within such a short time also you can
Yeah.
be down and out and then come back and win. That's the beauty of these
And
matches.
I just
And
have to say one thing. From start, like from hating these, US West Indies pitches or like all this, even the New York one, I started loving these pitches. I mean, it is giving now a fair share of like to both batsman and bowler, दोनों को
Bat and
equal
ball.
opportunity मिल रहा है, interesting हो रहा है game,
yes,
and it has been a fabulous T20 World Cup this time.
Manisha, when did you see India performing this well and you don't have the batsmen in the top five but bowlers in the top five? I've never
yeah.
seen this one before. This is
I
like
don't think we have ever
this.
qualified without Virat. Actually, without Virat's runs, we have never qualified to the
Yeah, that is
semis so
what is going
easily.
on social media right
We
now.
have
Exactly.
Bumrah and Arshdeep in the top five, but no batsmen in the top five. That is like I'm so happy, man. I'm
Yeah.
And
I had enough of the shit of having the batsmen and considering
this was
batsmen
actually
as a
perfect
god of
because
cricket and something
we
like
were
that.
all worried कि आईपीएल में इतना T20 देख लिया तो अभी क्या मजा आएगा वर्ल्ड कप में, बट वर्ल्ड कप ऑपोजिट था. वो बैटिंग डोमिनेटेड था, बॉलिंग डोमिनेटेड. तो दैट्स व्हाई फैंस आर सो मच एंजॉयिंग दिस
Yeah, yeah.
कंटिन्यूअस T20. एक्चुअली इतना बंद में
हाँ
बोर हो जाते थे, बट
नहीं,
बिकॉज द
न्यूयॉर्क
गेम्स हैव
पिचेस
बीन सो
वगैरह तो,
ऑपोजिट.
हाँ न्यूयॉर्क पिचेस तो पूरा बॉलर का ही था, लोग वैसे पागल हो रहे थे कि क्यों हो गया, बट अब तो पूरा इक्वल हो गया. वी
या
आर गेटिंग
फिकर
50s
मुझे
80s.
पता है मुझे
मुझसे
क्या
कोई
लग रहा है, जो the other day when South Africa was 110 for 7, I think Afghanistan उस पोजीशन से भी जीत जाती थी because West Indies let them score 14 runs in the end, bad fielding and not the same skill of bowling that Afghanistan has. वहां से भी जीत सकती थी
Afghanistan will be that
अफगानिस्तान
team
होती तो.
which will really challenge South Africa. ये जो, as I think
I
morning
think
Shah
one thing is
Mahmood
for
said,
sure, South Africa will bat first. I think this is sure. If they win the toss, they will bat
yeah, they
first.
will chase
Even
chokers.
even after राशिद खान का स्पेल भी जब खत्म हुआ 4 ओवर्स, तो बहुत ओवर्स बाकी थे और कम रन्स बाकी थे, फिर भी
अरे
मतलब इन्होंने अपने पेसर्स को इतना अच्छे से यूज किया और नाइब को पता है इस पिच पे क्या डालना है. ब्रावो ने उसको इतना अच्छा ट्रेन किया है, इतना अच्छा प्लान किया है इन्होंने, मतलब उनको पता है इस पिच पे कैसे बॉलिंग करनी है. और जो ट्रिनिडाड में इनका सेमीफाइनल हो रहा है ना, द पिच विल बी ऑलमोस्ट द सेम. द पिच इज ऑलमोस्ट, डोंट फॉरगेट लॉकी फर्ग्यूसन बोल्ड a no run spell in on that pitch. Ball is bouncing randomly there also. It will be similar kind of. Only the final will be at a high scoring kind of pitch. That will be Barbados, could be high scoring. But otherwise, I think they
actually
have
the
a good
perfect
chance.
game to remember for this pitch is the New Zealand West Indies one, where West Indies were 30 for
Yes.
5, then they still make 150. So
Yeah.
like what Manisha said, like you can dominate with the bat and ball both in
Yes,
phases.
both,
So it will
in
be a very
phases.
tight contest. Like we have to expect I'm expecting a thriller.
Uh,
And by the way, South Africa actually opted to bowl first against West Indies. But even though I don't think they will
But
have the guts to
Afghanistan
bowl
will
first
opt to
again.
bat,
and
so both will want the
I,
opposite thing.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we'll talk about
That,
it tomorrow. We'll have a more
And
talk.
one more thing,
and
यार
one
अफगान सभी सब लोग इंग्लिश बात कर रहे हैं यार. It was so good to see.
so
ये
Pakistan is another learning for from this.
Yeah, मैं तो गुलबदन भी यार ये क्या बात करेगा सोच रहा था the other day when he got the man of the match and he was talking so nicely, like he was giving actual proper reply, not like Shaheen Afridi.
Yeah.
Why they
So
speak three
that
languages,
team is
man? Three.
actually rising. I hats off to Afghanistan's rise. Seriously,
एंड
very
ड्रेसिंग
well
रूम में एक वीडियो बना
decided.
था ना जो ऑस्ट्रेलिया के विन के बाद, उसमें गुरबाज ने कहा था बात खत्म, तो हिंदी भी बोलते भाई, इंग्लिश भी बोलते,
हिंदी
एंड
इंग्लिश पश्तो
स्पिन तो
सब
उनका
बोलते हैं.
बोलता ही है, स्पिन तो स्पिन
अच्छा,
बेस्ट बोलते हैं.
and they've given a fitting reply to Australia. They eliminated Australia. Australia were not calling them at
Bro, in
their
2
home.
days, in 1 day, in 12 hours में ये लोगों को यार रोहित ये वो दिखा दिया
Yeah.
और
Someone is
राशिद
saying
खान.
like Australia lost 3 times in this less than 12. Like they lost to India, they lost to Afghanistan, India, and they also indirectly again got lost.
I think this is the
They
new
lost.
era of India-Afghanistan friendship. Obviously, Akash ने बोला ना जैसे 2 home grounds we had given them, but now we should have a friendship series. I feel India and Afghanistan
Yeah.
5 T20
No,
series.
their next series against Zimbabwe or Bangladesh. They are playing in Noida.
Zimbabwe.
BCCI has given Noida as their
Oh.
home ground.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think Pakistan also played their first test match against India.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
In
yeah, correct.
Bangalore.
Yeah.
Where
Ajinkya
where
Rahane was
Rahane
leading them.
actually invited them, like the India thrashed them, but Rahane, I think he invited them in the team photo shoot last May, because
Yeah.
Afghanis were absolutely crying. They lost in 2 days. They were thrashed, but Rahane showed a big heart. He was like,
And-
"आ जाओ भाई, तुम लोग भी आओ."
And
It's still an achievement. You
Pakistan
guys played your first
fans
time.
अभी इतना ज्यादा जेलस हैं मतलब इस चीज से कि एक तो चलो इंडिया मतलब उनको हरा दिया, इतना बुरा यूएसए से हार गए, वो सब वो भूल चुके हैं. अभी उनको है कि इंडिया और अफगानिस्तान मिलके ये सब कर रहे हैं, 2 एशियन टीम क्वालिफाई कर गए और हम दूर दूर तक पास भी नहीं थे. इवन बांग्लादेश उनसे ज्यादा पास
It's
था.
like
They are
And
India
if I'm
should
not
go.
wrong, Afghanistan has already defeated Bangladesh and Sri Lanka in test matches. They've already done that. So they're all
Afghanistan
good
has
side in all
beaten
3 formats.
Bangladesh and Sri Lanka in test matches.
Test
Yes.
matches. That is
They've
not-
already beaten them. Yes.
Wow.
Go check the
Wow.
records. Yeah.
ठीक है
See, but आज
this
के मैच में even these West Indians were cheering for Afghanistan. India
Yeah,
तो
yeah.
Yes,
छोड़ो.
that
India
was so
तो
good to
अलग
see.
था.
Local
That was
people were
Bravo
so.
effect.
That one thing
actually.
commentators were saying that it's past 1 o'clock now, but no one has left the stadium. We have seen no one has left. Even the local people were so much interested in the result of that game, and they were supporting Afghanis mostly.
Caribbean fans are one of the most neutral fans.
Best.
I mean,
One
I
of the
really
best
have to
fans.
say that. One of the best fans.
By the way,
for sure.
I'm gonna say one more point. Afghanistan captain has the luxury to rotate bowlers, but इतना option India के पास भी नहीं है. Unfortunately, Dubey ऐसा all-rounder नहीं बना पाया India जिस पे trust कर सके. So India is actually the team in the super. India is like maybe the favorites, but they are one team which has the least bowling options. England, we have discussed 7 bowlers. Afghanistan also 7, and South Africa also 6. With Markram can bowl even 4.
Yeah.
But Indian
Yeah,
captain doesn't have that luxury. कल पांड्या छक्के खाए जा रहा है, but कोई option ही नहीं है.
नहीं, विष्णु पूछ रहा था ना कि like what do you have you ever seen India performing like this, you know, ऐसे हो रहा है वैसे हो रहा है, but that phase is not coming when we can say कि ये पूरी टीम जैसी लग रही है, कुछ ना कुछ तो फ्लॉ निकल ही जा रहा है, like it will be like
इंडिया में 2 बॉलर्स कर रहे हैं यार. अफगानिस्तान में सब
something.
कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं बॉलिंग में. इंडिया में बस आपका बुमराह
मुझे
एंड
लगता है
कुलदीप
अगर
की
इंडिया
वजह से आप
अफगानिस्तान का
यहाँ तक पहुंचे
फ्रेंडशिप
हो.
सीरीज जो मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना, फ्रेंडशिप सीरीज, तो ये दोनों सीरीज में ना एक स्पेशल डील साइन होना चाहिए. The deal should be led by Karim Jannat on one side and Shivam Dube on the other side. These both guys should come together and exchange some plants, flowers, like these two legends of the game who are not bowling, who are not batting. They don't want to do anything. They want to
The
get
best
smacked by
all-rounders,
captains.
Lord all-rounders.
So,
जन्नत के साथ आज बहुत बुरा हुआ.
Like
Thank God
the Karim-
अफगानिस्तान जीत गया, वो हक करने आ गया राशिद खान को. राशिद finally accepted his
भाई
ugly
जन्नत का
game.
बहुत contribution था. Actually, I was looking at the scorecard. He made 7 of 6, which is actually good at that pitch.
कर boundary एक दो मार तो रहा है still. Yeah.
भाई
yeah, Akash,
तो
you were
शिवम
saying
दुबे
something.
28 मारा 22 बॉल्स में, तो वो लेजेंड हो गया क्या?
run and refused the second run to Rashid. So what at that moment would have been a run out for it, because Rashid was almost half the way, like more than
He
half
was
the way.
half the way.
At that point,
कॉमन सेंस अप्लाई करके बैट छोड़ दिया उसने, वरना जाता. इसलिए run
मुझे तो वो मोमेंट
Commentators were
याद आ
saying
गया
since
भाई.
his bat has reached there, does it count? ऐसा बोल रहे थे मजाक में.
मुझे तो वो हार्दिक का मोमेंट याद आ गया. विराट को सेकंड रन कुछ रोक भाई, मैं मारूंगा, और नेक्स्ट बॉल आउट होता
भाई
है.
लेकिन आई थिंक शक्ति आज पॉइंट करा था. सबसे फनी था जब वो बैट लौटाने गया राशिद खान को, तो वो पूरे गुस्से से छीन लिया. तब भी वो गुस्सा था, बोल रहा है कि भाड़ में जा तू करीम जन्नत. एंड वो मोमेंट भी बहुत एपिक था जब दोनों एक डायरेक्शन में भाग रहे थे. साइमन डूल बोलता है कि थैंक गॉड द राइट पर्सन स्टॉप्ड एंड द राइट पर्सन रैन, अदरवाइज वो सिंगल नहीं होता, इट वुड हैव जस्ट बीन 2 runs विदाउट
Yeah,
फनी पार्ट अबाउट दैट वाज दे
Yeah.
2 बार साथ में भाग रहे थे एक एंड पे, 2 बार जब मिडफील्ड हुआ
they
उसके
they
बाद
were
भी।
making fun that they ran 2.5 runs, but
कौन
gave
सा वो
only
दबा
1
है
run.
पता नहीं, इज
भाई
इट
वो जो रनिंग था ना,
अभिनंदन
सीरियसली
दबे
90s के बाद अभी देखा है, इंजमाम के टाइम पे ही होता था बस वो।
चलो
अट्टापट्टू एंड
लास्ट
इंजमाम,
Commentary was
अट्टापट्टू
gold.
एंड इंजमाम।
Today's
कुछ
commentary was
पॉइंट
gold, I
श्रेयांश
feel.
भाई से सुन लेते हैं, अभी वीडियो एंड होने वाला है, तो श्रेयांश भाई अब क्या आप बोलना चाहोगे अफगानिस्तान और
साउथ
अपन तो यही
अफ्रीका,
श्रेयांश
बांग्लादेश।
भाई सो गए?
नहीं गुलमदीन नायब की तरह।
2 सेकंड का टाइम ले रहे, पैर में दर्द हो रहा है, अभी ठीक हो गया, भागेंगे।
भाई ट्रॉट को इतना ब्लाइंड फॉलोअर कभी मिला नहीं होगा जिंदगी में कि उसका एक इशारे पे उस बंदे ने ऐसा एक्टिंग किया
भाई
है
इतना क्विक
कि भाई
रिएक्शन।
ऑस्कर मिल जाना चाहिए उसको, ऑस्कर,
नहीं
फिल्मफेयर, बॉलीवुड
मुझे
अवार्ड
भाई
सब दे दो।
मुझे
मेरी वाइफ को यही चाहिए, वो बोले और मैं काम कर दूं। वो
मुझे क्या लगा कि वो इंग्लिश समझ नहीं पाया। ब्रॉड बोल रहा था काम डाउन, तो उसको लगा नीचे गिरना है, तो इसलिए उसने हाथ लगा के और नीचे गिर गया। डाउन डाउन डाउन।
भाई
वो
नेक्स्ट
काम
राशिद
डाउन की
जाके
वजह
बोल
वो
रहा है भाई क्या कर रहा है तू, उठ जा, वो हाईलाइट था।
भाई उस टाइम पे मैं सोच रहा था कि इसने पूरा अच्छे से देखा है लिट्टन दास ने कि ये लोग कितना डिजर्व करते हैं जीतने के लिए, कितना मर रहे हैं, तो अब साल आउट हो जाएगा। मैं ऐसा होप कर रहा था।
Simon was saying कि thank God at least Rashid is not involved in all this. This is such bad thing and all,
हाँ,
not allowed, not allowed.
राशिद
not
इट
doesn't
वाज
allowed.
गुड कि राशिद जाके उसको डांटा इनफैक्ट कि भाई मत करे सब।
नहीं तो
But
पता
याद
है
लिट्टन दास
रहेगा कि
पहली बार T20 इनिंग्स में नॉट आउट रहा है एंड तक, बाय द वे।
कोई और टीम ये करती तो बहुत बड़ा इशू होता, बहुत ज्यादा
हाँ,
बड़ा, मतलब
यार
कंट्रोवर्सी।
कोई ऑस्ट्रेलियन
लेकिन आज
क्रिकेटर
क्या सब
करता
लोग
ना तो
खुश हैं
उसके तो सब मार देते थे ट्विटर पे।
और
अभी
फाइनल
पाकिस्तान
में
वाले
पहुंचे,
इशू
सब
बना
लोग
रहे हैं,
खुश हैं।
पाकिस्तान वाले जल रहे हैं अभी, वो इशू बना रहे हैं उसका, लेकिन वही है ना, एवरीवन एल्स लव्स अफगानिस्तान, तो बाकी लोग बोल रहे हैं कि अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छा किया तूने।
हाँ
भाई पाकिस्तान को कौन सुनता है यार, उसके घर में ही कौन नहीं सुनता है, तो बाहर कौन सुनता है उसको।
भाई इट्स इंटरेस्टिंग कि पाकिस्तानी पूरा वर्ल्ड कप फॉलो कर रहे हैं अभी भी। हम लोग तो देखना बंद कर देते इंडिया बाहर हो जाती
भाई
तो,
वो जब
बट
तक
वो लोग।
इंडिया मतलब है, वो लोग फॉलो
जब
करते
तक
रहेंगे, उनका वही,
और वो कल
वो
ऑस्ट्रेलिया
एक
इसलिए चाहते थे
एक इंडिया की
क्वालिफाई हो
एक
जाए
एक
जब
हार के मोहताज है, वो एक हार को वो लोग 50 बार पोस्ट करेंगे सोशल मीडिया पे, उनका वही काम है भाई, और कुछ नहीं।
दे विल ऑल फॉलो इंग्लैंड एक्चुअली इन द नेक्स्ट मैच, सपोर्टिंग इंग्लैंड।
Obviously.
ठीक है,
वो तो
चलता है,
है।
उससे क्या ही फर्क पड़ता है, उनको करने दो, उनको कुछ भी करने दो, उससे क्या ही फर्क पड़ता है। मैच तो अपने को जीतने से मतलब है अब। और
आई लाइक
इंग्लैंड
दैट
अपने लिए
वर्षा
सबसे
और
टफ
ऋषि
अपोजिशन
अपने
है।
खुद के फैंस को पहले
एक्चुअली में
डांट
अगर
मारते हैं 10 मिनट में
साउथ अफ्रीका
वीडियो में।
मिला होता ना तो फिर भी इतना डर नहीं था, लेकिन इंग्लैंड से डर जाता है। साउथ अफ्रीका को तो मैनेज किया जा सकता है, इंग्लैंड थोड़ी टफ है
इंग्लैंड में बहुत
टू
सारे बीस्ट है,
कंट्रोल।
बहुत सारे T20 बीस्ट है इंग्लैंड की टीम में।
हाँ, तो इसलिए क्या है कि मतलब यूं देखा जाए तो ठीक है, क्योंकि अगर इंडिया वो मैच जीत जाएगी तो फाइनल फिर बहुत इजी हो जाएगा उनके लिए, जैसे 2011 वर्ल्ड कप में हुआ था,
Yeah.
2007 में भी हुआ था कि सेमीफाइनल वाज द टफेस्ट मैच।
True.
2007 में ऑस्ट्रेलिया को हराया था,
हाँ
2011 में पाकिस्तान को हराया था, तो अगर
नहीं,
इंडिया
Yeah.
इंग्लैंड
फाइनल
को
तो
हरा देती है
टफ
तो
होगा,
फिर
बिकॉज एक बार मुझे
प्रोबेबिलिटी
याद है
ऑफ
बांग्लादेश ने एशिया कप में लास्ट ओवर तक गया था मैच, तो फाइनल में नर्वसनेस होगी, बट हाँ सेमीफाइनल इज द मच बिगर चैलेंज फॉर श्योर।
Yes.
हाँ
क्रिस जॉर्डन भी हैट्रिक लेके आया है, तो
अरे वो उसको मार
नहीं, और
देंगे।
फाइनल में तो क्या है, चूंकि ऑस्ट्रेलिया खत्म हो गया ना, तो अब
हाँ,
फाइनल में कोई भी टीम आए, मतलब वो इंडिया जो डरती है वो डरेगी नहीं। मतलब
डरेगी
इंडिया
नहीं,
अभी तक 2 फाइनल जो हारी है वो दोनों ऑस्ट्रेलिया से ही हारी है।
that shadow of past won't be there. I agree.
यस
ओके गाइस,
वो
टाइम टू रैप अप। हम सेमीफाइनल्स के बारे में एक्चुअली कल बात करेंगे श्रेयांश भाई, तो कल आप सब लोग भी ज्वाइन करना, बहुत मजा आएगा कल। एंड थैंक यू गाइस, इट हैज बीन अ मेमोरेबल डे। लास्ट 48 आवर्स में जो कुछ भी हुआ है सुपर 8 में, ये बिलीव के परे है, बिलीव के परे है जो भी हुआ है। 9 मैचेस सुपर 8 के खत्म हो गए थे, कुछ नहीं हो रहा था, लास्ट 3 मैच में जो हुआ है भाई अलग ही लेवल का तमाशा चला है। तो गाइज इट हैज बीन ब्रिलियंट। T20 वर्ल्ड कप ऐसा कभी हुआ नहीं है, और ये T20 वर्ल्ड कप वन ऑफ द बेस्ट T20 वर्ल्ड कप हो रहा है, और हमें मजा आ रहा है इसको कवर करने के लिए। जुड़ते रहे, प्लीज सब्सक्राइब आवर चैनल, प्लीज फॉलो आवर चैनल, बहुत मजा आ रहा है आप लोग के साथ बातें
थोड़ा लाइव स्ट्रीम भी कर